Using a 1.5-inch PVC plumbing pipe as a wireway for underground feeder or off cable is permissible. UF cable is designed for direct burial in soil and is suitable for use in conduit. Ensure the pipe is free of sharp edges or protrusions that could damage the cable. Seal any openings where the cable enters or exits to prevent water ingress. Installing a 1/2-inch PVC conduit inside the 1.5-inch PVC pipe for a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, outlet is also an option. This provides additional protection for the electrical wires and makes it easier to pull or replace the wires in the future. Use a conduit bender to carefully bend the 1/2-inch PVC conduit and insert it into the 1.5-inch PVC pipe. Ensure the conduit is free of any sharp edges or protrusions that could damage the wires. Seal any openings in the conduit where the wires enter or exit to prevent water ingress. Both UF cable and 1/2-inch PVC conduit must be properly sized for the amperage and voltage of the circuit being installed. Consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate wire size and conduit size for the specific application. All electrical work should be performed in accordance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and any applicable local building codes. Some additional electrical considerations include, firstly, wire sizing. The size of the conductors must be appropriate for the 20-amp circuit to prevent overheating and voltage drop. Refer to NEC Table 310.15b16 to determine the correct wire size based on the conductor's insulation type and ampacity. For a 20-amp circuit, typically 12 American wire gauge or AUG copper wire with THHN or THWN insulation is sufficient, but verify this with the NEC table. Secondly, conduit fill. When using a 1/2-inch PVC conduit, ensure that the number of conductors inside the conduit does not exceed the maximum allowable fill percentage as specified by the NEC. This is to prevent overheating and to allow for easy wire pulling. Refer to NEC Chapter 9, Table 1 for conduit fill limitations. For a 1/2-inch PVC conduit, you can typically run 3 12 AWG conductors. Thirdly, grounding. Properly ground the GFCI outlet to ensure electrical safety. Run a separate grounding conductor, typically a green or bare copper wire, along with the circuit conductors. Connect the grounding conductor to the grounding terminal in the GFCI outlet box and to the grounding busbar in the electrical panel. Fourthly, GFCI protection. Install a GFCI outlet to protect against electrical shock. GFCI outlets are designed to trip and energize the circuit when they detect a ground fault, which can prevent serious injury or death. Fifthly, weatherproof enclosure. Use a weatherproof enclosure for the GFCI outlet to protect it from the elements. The enclosure should be rated for outdoor use and should be designed to prevent water from entering the outlet box. Sixthly, burial depth. If any portion of the UF cable is directly buried, ensure that it is buried at the proper depth as required by the NEC. This is to protect the cable from physical damage. Refer to NEC Table 300.5 for minimum burial depths. Typically, a 20-amp circuit requires a minimum burial depth of 12 inches for residential applications. Seventhly, cable protection. Where the UF cable emerges from the ground, protect it from physical damage using a conduit or other approved means. This is to prevent damage from lawnmowers, gardening tools, or other hazards. Eighthly, sealing conduit. Seal the ends of the PVC conduit to prevent moisture and debris from entering. Use duct seal or another approved sealant to close the openings around the conductors. Ninthly, inspection. Have the electrical work inspected by a qualified electrical inspector to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and standards. This can help to identify any potential safety hazards and ensure that the electrical system is installed correctly. Tenthly, local codes. Check with the local building department to determine if there are any additional requirements or restrictions for electrical work in that area. Local codes may vary from the NEC and may have additional requirements for outdoor wiring. When installing electrical wiring in a backyard, safety is paramount. It is always recommended to consult with a licensed electrician to ensure that the work is performed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes. Improperly installed electrical wiring can pose a serious risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Some specific NEC articles that may be relevant include Article 300 covering wiring methods, Article 310 covering conductors for general wiring, Article 340 covering UF cable, Article 352 covering PVC conduit, and Article 406 covering receptacles, cord connectors, and attachment plugs. Always refer to the latest edition of the NEC for the most up-to-date requirements. Additionally, consider the environmental factors in New Jersey, such as temperature variations and moisture levels, when selecting wiring and conduit materials. Use materials that are suitable for outdoor use and that can withstand the local climate conditions. Also, be aware of any underground utilities in the area before digging or installing any wiring. Contact the local utility companies or use a utility locating service to identify any underground lines to avoid damaging them. Consider using a pull string or fish tape to facilitate the pulling of wires through the conduit. This can make the installation process easier and prevent damage to the wires. Use lubricants specifically designed for wire pulling to reduce friction and make it easier to pull the wires through the conduit. Be careful not to over-tighten the connectors and the conduit or the GFCI outlet, as this can damage the components. Use a torque wrench to ensure that the connectors are tightened to the proper torque specifications. Label the circuit breaker in the electrical panel to indicate that it serves the GFCI outlet in the backyard. This can help to prevent confusion in the future and make it easier to identify the circuit if it needs to be turned off for maintenance or repairs. Finally, remember to turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical wiring. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is energized before touching any wires.